How's the other guy doing that used to deliver to me?
Jimmy, skinny.
The guy with the gray hair.
Jim, he retired.
Get out.
Yeah. He retired. He's doing well. I mean, between golfing and his grandkids, you know.
Really? I don't see him as a golfer.
Nah, he's not a golfer. I guess he just goes to do something in the house. Going inside, right?
Yeah. We're going all the way in. How many other customers do you have that film their deliveries?
Not a one.
Just Joe.
Just Joe.
Well, Joe's got to put this on the Crazy New York Driver show.
Just Joe.
Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show for Friday, June 24th, 2016. Welcome to another eBay video, and today we're going to discuss the following topics. We're going to discuss more item not received cases, more cancellations and what's causing it. We're also going to discuss a little problem that I ran into, not being able to combine shipping, a little bit about returns, and a rehash of last week's video. So let's get started. First of all, guys, to rehash last week's video, I received a lot of email from you guys. Now, some of you guys email me to request the tape that I told you I would be sending you, and that's fine. But guys, if you're going to email me and request tape, you have to tell me your name and address. I had 3 different people, 3, contact me and say, Joe, please send me the free roll of tape. Thank you. I don't know who you are. I need your name and address if you're going to ask for the roll of tape, okay? That being said, a lot of rolls of tape went out. Some of you guys should already have them. Those that did not get them will get them shortly. In last week's video, we also talked about the rise in cancellations. And the reason for the rise in cancellations is directly attributed to the sponsored listings. Meaning, when somebody buys your item on eBay and they pay you with PayPal, immediately at the conclusion, the next screen that pops up will say, you may also be interested in this item. Often, it's the exact same item as you're selling for a cheaper price that's being sold by somebody off eBay, which is really counterproductive. I freaking hate that. And it's very obvious that a lot of you guys do too, after I read all your emails and your comments last week. This is a serious problem. This week alone, I had 2 immediate cancellations after they purchased items from me, which means once they completed the purchase, they were shown the same item off eBay for a cheaper price. That's wrong. That's like me. If I owned a mall and I rented out all the stores, you guys rented out a store. Customers come into your store and make a purchase. As they're coming out, I jump in front of them and say, hey, you just spent $50 for that? You can get that for $30 down the street. That's criminal. It's criminal. You're sending business away from those who are paying to be there. I think it's disgusting. As I said, today is June 24th. If nothing happens in a positive manner in the next month or so, when I go out to Vegas, end of July, I am going to have a respectful talk with the powers that be. Myself and a few others have talked about this, and it's just out of hand. There's just no excuse for it, and something really needs to be done and looked at sooner rather than later. As far as returns are concerned, knock wood, I've had very few. You may remember last week I didn't mention any returns at all because I didn't get any. I only get returns on a Friday, okay? I had no returns at all last week, 0. None at all this week, 0. But today is Friday. I've already had one today. Meaning somebody contacted me earlier and said, Joe, I want to return the item because I made a mistake and bought the wrong size. It's a legit return, I get that. But still in all, my point is I only get returns or issues on Friday. Now last Friday, even though I didn't have any returns, I did get an item not received case Friday night. I'm telling you something, guys. I have had more item not received cases in the year 2016 than my 16 previous years on eBay. It is through the roof. But I am happy to say that I won every single case bar none, because I uploaded the tracking and the tracking showed delivered to the buyer's address. If you guys get an item not received case opened against you, don't panic, don't start communicating, don't do anything. Stop and go back to the item and check the tracking and see if it was delivered to the guy's house or mailbox. If it was, immediately call eBay customer service. They will verify it and they will close it out in your favor. That is what happened to me the other day, last Friday. It happened last Friday night, so I called Saturday morning, and everything was resolved and it worked fine. That's one thing that eBay is very good with. It's standing behind you when the tracking shows delivered. I don't know what is with these people lately, saying they're not getting their items. I don't know if the items are actually being stolen or if they're just saying it. But whatever it is, eBay is standing behind us. Thumbs up for that. I had to call customer service the other day because something weird happened that I want to share with you. A guy signed up to eBay with a guest account to buy one of my items. Brand new guest account, 0 feedback. He makes a purchase. A minute later, the same guy makes another purchase from me. However, he used a different guest account. Why? I don't know. Okay? So now he's got 2 items bought from me going to the same address to the same person. I try and combine shipping and I can't do it. eBay will not let me do it because he used 2 different guest accounts. So, being frugal, I wanted to see if I could save money, so I called eBay customer service to see if I could ship the items together instead of separately, where I would have to spend the extra shipping. The representative looked at it and said that it was a highly unusual situation. The guy used 2 different guest accounts, but that he suggested I ship them separately and pay the extra shipping, because if I didn't, it could result in a defect on the second one. Okay? So that concerned me, and I said to the guy, I said, you know, look at my account. I said, I have no defects whatsoever. I have perfect 100% feedback. And he says, Joe, I know you do. I can see that. And I'm going to do something for you. He said, to offset the cost of the second shipping item, I am going to give you 1 month's free subscription to your store. As you guys may know, I have a premium store, so I have 1 month free subscription, 1 month free subscription. Can you get it? Can you get it? I thought you could. Great news. Excellent news. Now, let's talk about sales. How were your sales this week, guys? Were they better than last week? My sales were pretty good. There were no days when I was shut out, thank God for that. Sales were steady. They weren't booming. They have not been booming like they were earlier in the year. As I said, I have checked my seller hub, and although I'm up, I think I'm up probably close to 10% from last year. This last month, I am down approximately 30%, and I do believe most of you guys are too. So what I would like to know, with you guys who do have the seller hub, check that out when you get a chance and tell me, are you guys down, and if so, how much? I'm down about 30%. I'm telling you, there are several factors I attribute that to. Number one is the stinking sponsored links that appear, as I said earlier, at the end of our listings. That's hurting. Number two, item specifics that are disappearing and are not showing up. I'm getting a lot of you guys emailing me about this, and you guys got to understand something. I don't make the policy, okay? I don't like it any more than you do. I'm a seller just like you. We need to do something about this. We need to voice our opinions, and we need to be heard. Item specifics are important when searching an item. I've had one particular subscriber wailing about the DVD department. Those of you guys who sell DVDs, apparently that's a very highly competitive niche to be in. And I think, like everything else, the China sellers have moved into that category as well, and they're forcing us USA sellers to the side. And that is wrong. That's another bone of contention of these China sellers that have just swooped in and saturated the eBay market with cheap, counterfeit, substandard products. I'm telling you. I don't know what to do about that. I mean, I can talk till I'm blue in the face, but it needs to be addressed. I really think that the China sellers should have their own category called aftermarket or reproduction or knockoff, so that they do not imbue our listings. If you try and find an item, no matter what the item is, and you type in a name brand, you're going to get hit with these China listings. It's just sick, man. I do have one more story I would like to tell you. Find it very interesting. It has to do with cancellations. The cancellation policy is this. Let's say you sell an item at 4:00 p.m. I always say not to do anything for at least 1 hour, but probably longer, all right? I myself will wait anywhere from a low of 1 hour to a high of 12 hours, depending on the item and the way I feel about it, to see if the person's going to cancel. Usually if you get a cancellation, it's within the first hour, but not always, okay? So if a guy cancels within the first hour, with me, not a big deal. I accept the cancellation and move on, okay? Now there are going to be times when a person will cancel 2, 3, 4 hours, 10 hours, maybe a day later. And that's wrong, okay? But eBay will stand behind you. And let me give you an example about this. This is interesting. I want you to follow me on this. Listen. A while back, I had a quantity listing running. As you know, a quantity listing, you can buy 1 item, 2 items, 3, 4, 5. The drop-down menu is defaulted at 1 item. So if you want more than 1, you have to physically change the amount. Okay? Now, in the past, I've had problems where people would buy 1 item from me and think they were getting 4. That still happens occasionally. But in this particular case, the person, the buyer, manually changed the item he wanted to buy from 1 to a quantity of 4. So he knew he was getting 4. Okay? So it was 4 times the listing price. So for the argument's sake, let's say the listing was for $35. Okay? 4 times 35 is $140. He changed the quantity to 4, $140, bang, pays. All right? I see it. He's got 0 feedback, brand new, signed up to eBay specifically to buy my item. So I decided to wait. I said, I'll give this guy a couple of hours. I waited, no problem. All right? I then printed out the label, boxed up the item, took it to the post office. While I was doing that, I get a cancellation notice from this buyer saying he wants to cancel. However, now here's the important part. Because I had already printed out the label, eBay jumped in, intercepted the message, and bounced back him an automatic answer and said to him, I'm sorry, John Smith, it is too late to cancel that order. The order has already been shipped. Here is the tracking number. Because I had already printed out the label and brought it to the post office. So for that, I give eBay a lot of credit. It's good that they intercepted that and they nipped it at the bud. So I said to myself, all right, good. He can't cancel the order, but he can still return the order. Okay? This happened approximately, probably close to 3 weeks ago. I've never heard back from the guy. So I'm just telling you this to share my experiences with you, and hopefully it'll help. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, comment them below. I hope you enjoyed the Uline segment of the video where you saw my delivery. I order in bulk, guys. It's the only way to do it. I can't survive on using a few recycled Amazon boxes. I have to buy in bulk. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Always remember, I'm Crazy New York Driver. You're not. I will see you next Friday right here on the Crazy New York Driver Show. And if you have any concerns, comments, whatever, comment below. Cheers.